he created a $5 million company, and it didn't take him 8 years. It took Frank 4 years. This is the Ask Chris Johnson Show. Let's get it. Welcome to the Ask Chris Johnson Show. We have Aaron Davis here.
How you guys
Welcome
doing?
to the show, Aaron.
Appreciate it.
Okay, all right. And so this is impromptu. Aaron just came to talk to me. I wanted to make sure that anything that is inspiring from his story or anything that I'd be able to bless him with, that you guys get an opportunity to have the cameras rolling, and hopefully you get something out of it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Aaron Davis. I started a company in high school, a landscaping company, when I was a junior in high school, out of the need to find a way to pay for my college education.
You were a junior.
Junior in high school. My next door neighbors had just fired their landscapers for whatever reason, and they said, hey, you want the opportunity to cut the grass? Of course, $95. I was making $95 a month. As I got my license, probably that summer or so, I started to expand. 2014 came, and I wanted to transition over to commercial landscaping because I had gotten to a point where I just got my degree, and I didn't want to continue in the biology atmosphere. So I said, let me give myself a year, see how this landscaping thing works, and then from there, we'll make a decision as to what happens. As of today, that is still what I'm doing, and I have grown it now to about 10 employees.
Wow.
And I am servicing properties all around Sacramento.
You've been all in for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How's the success? How's it been going?
Business has been going great. Did a little under $1 million. So
look at that. Hey, right here. Here's another example for you. He's right there, because if you look at the value, $1 million company. Hey, just shy of $1 million's $1 million to me. Okay?
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, man.
Thank you. Cutting grass. I never would have known that can take me to this level.
The simplicity. $1 million business cutting grass at the most simplistic element of that.
Exactly.
Incredible, man.
So it's concrete landscape services.
Okay, and tell me what all the services that you guys do.
So we do general maintenance, we do landscape construction, we do irrigation services, turf management, and then concrete services.
Tell me, what are some questions? What are some things that I possibly can help you
So
with?
right now, a big challenge that I am addressing is strategizing financially for my growth. The issue that I'm starting to have is, okay, well, what am I not doing cash flow wise that is correct, because I just have enough to handle my current operations, but I'm not setting anything aside, and I have all of this growth opportunity available, but I can't take advantage of it.
There's the desire to grow, and so many people get the misconceived notion, because you're a $1 million company, you still don't have to watch your cash.
Yeah.
Once you even get to the tens of millions stage, that is still something that's vital. And I gotta say, one of my mistakes early on, I was a young entrepreneur like yourself. I could have did a much better job of cash management and watching as far as how I grew my company. One of the biggest things that one of my mentors said to me: revenue's vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. If you run your business on that concept, revenue is vanity. It's vanity, man. It looks cool. Profit is where the value is. It's watching the bottom line. It's like growing that as if how exciting the top line revenue is growing that EBITDA. EBITDA is earnings before income, tax, and depreciation. Okay? Something like that. EBITDA equals profit. Okay? That's exactly what it is. EBITDA equals profit. That's what you really, really want to focus on.
It took a lot of energy to get to that level.
Yeah.
My profit at the end of the year would not be exciting to anyone due to I had made some couple purchases.
Absolutely.
But just system-wise and operation-wise, foundationally, it is not in a way that can be grown long-term and scaled long-term.
Systems and processes is the next step to scale. It's being able to bring on good people that are great people on the team,
right?
But empowering them with even at the level of the scripts.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. The scripts of what to say.
Yes.
Like I used with the Johnson Group. Sometimes what you have is your staff to have the same mental agility as you out in the field. It's using how you would answer that question in the form of a script. So if they ask me this, all I need to say is this. That's a system.
So I read a lot of books. One of them being the E-Myth, where
I read that book about 10 years ago. Amazing book, systems and procedures.
It was. What I have learned and what I've grown into now is that systems can be created for everything. I have systems for when change orders happen out in the field and the customer wants to add something or remove something. I have systems for when the customer is not happy with a certain quality of work.
Yeah.
So when I say that I'm going back through my company operationally, that is what I'm trying to create from A to Z, every single thing that can possibly happen, and incorporate that in the company and make sure that all my staff understands how to do that.
Absolutely.
So that we can continue to go.
Got it.
I'm only 3 months into that.
I tell you, the things that you're doing, those are smart to being able to put in place. What do you want to do? Like, where do you see yourself? Is it continuing to grow the landscape business?
Yes. My next steps and my next big goal is really I want to start shop in another city. That is my next goal here, is to basically get this foundationally ready, learn that process, and then start opening shop.
Outstanding. So what other questions do you have?
My next question would be, talk to me, if you can, about onboarding more executive level staff. So your thought process, things of that nature.
One of the biggest things that is an inhibitor from you both doing the sales and running the business, sales cures all. You cannot have enough sales. If I'm in your same position, I'll give you the top two that I hire first. Number one is a sales guy. So he and I are going to double up the sales. I want it to overwhelm the company. What happens is he becomes almost as good as you. That sales engine never stops. And so now while the engine's going, your revenue doesn't stop. Now it's like, okay, you know what? I need a operations person. And so now the operations, you got that engine going. So you got your engine of sales, engine of operation, and now we're running. What a lot of people do, and I've made this mistake, right? I had an engine going sales and I was running that engine. My retailers were like, hey, we want you to expand the line. We want to give you major shelf space. I hired operations to help with logistics, and I saw product development. So I said, okay, let me see if that thing can just run itself because we got enough customers. I'm going to do product development. And there was no one running the sales engine.
That resonates to me a lot because that is actually what I'm doing now in the issue that I have. I am getting back into the position, trying to rejuvenate it, and it takes a lot more energy to restart it than to keep it going.
So do you have someone that is your regional sales manager?
On staff? No, not today.
If I'm in your position,
that's where I go.
That's the number one guy. He feeds everybody. His goal is to do it even better than I do it. Next thing you know, he's like, Aaron, I got it. The next person that I would hire is a CFO or a controller. The CFO, he protects the EBITDA. The CFO is like, EBITDA, profit. That's what we care about, Aaron. That's what we care about.
Exactly.
So what do you mean you don't have a guy to protect and grow the thing that you want the most?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's a CFO, and you tie his incentive and his plan of like profitability, and so he'll look at why did they buy 100 staples versus 25 staples. We only staple 25 papers a month, right? He's watching to the last. I want that $75. So if I had to do it again, give me the sales guy.
Run that.
Give me the CFO, right? And then I'll get operations. You got those three guys.
You're ready to go. You're set.
And then it allows you to have bigger vision. A lot of people don't have the resources to hire a CFO. And so the reason why I didn't say the CFO first, because the sales guy is someone that's also helping you. Typically, you're able to get them on a performance basis where they're incentivized to grow that. And that growth allows you to be able to add that finance person. You right there, 26 years old.
I tell my fiance, we got it. As long as we're good by 30, we can not coast, but we will be in a great position where we can really start taking leaps and bounds. I mean, right now it is a dog race for us. I mean, it's all day long, weekends, you name it. I'm lucky enough to have a fiance that understands what I'm trying to create and is right there next to me, helping me.
Hey, I tell you what, man, I couldn't do it without my wife. That's a tremendous blessing to be able to.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is, because with the challenges from employees to customers to products, I mean, it's always something that's not going to plan.
Having someone that, goes through the ups and the downs, and it's important, man. It's important.
Yeah.
So what how else can I help you, man? What else you got?
My next idea, concept / question.
Yeah.
is this whole mentor piece. Not really for me, because I understand, but let's talk to the audience about the importance of a mentor. I think that is a concept that gets lost with so many folks that, well, I don't know Chris Johnson. I can't, he's not going to answer my call. How am I going to learn from them? But through their books, through different interviews, conferences.
When I was with Nehemiah, I had a level of humility of always wanting to get better.
Okay.
So my mind was open that, hey, they're talking about this Nehemiah thing. There has to be something to it.
Yeah.
And so I get in and I see how competitive it is. And we had a very tremendous class, man. And so what I learned from that is the power of proximity. When you're in a room with Jamal Miller, in a room with Jose Boldivo, in a room with Mark Adams, you see their ambition and you see their ambition for success. What it does, it makes you hungrier, right? Mm-hmm. So I was able to, Mark has his own construction company, right? I was able to Mark to see how my ambition and growth was. It made him like, wow, that's possible.
Yeah.
Wow. How? And so it opens up your mind of what's possible when you're ironing, shopping iron like that. The second thing is mentorship. I didn't really understand the power of mentorship then. So my ideology of how to be successful was put your head down and outwork everybody.
Yeah.
I still have that in my DNA. No one in the world
is going to outdo me.
There's no one. It's no one, because I want it more than air itself. Like I'm clear on exactly where I'm going. It's impossible. It's impossible. That work ethic, I still have that, but I thought that was the only way to success. Well, until Nehemiah, I understood the power of mentors. And so if I were to start a landscape company, let's say it's Frank, he doesn't want to go commercial, he wants to do residential, but it's the same thing, but he wants to do it in residential. And you've been doing it since your junior year in high school. Frank is a hard worker. He goes hard, man. Frank's time frame from 0 to $1 million with his hard work and work ethic is 8 years. And there was all this pain and suffering along the way, losing your money. Oh, I gotta mortgage my house. Oh, I made it through 2008, and he's all the way to here, and he finally did it, but he has pain scrapes in the whole nine. If Frank went and sat down with you and he's like, listen, man, I want it. First thing to get mentors, you got to show them that you want it. I get 100 inquiries that people want to meet me, and I'm humbled by that. But I can't meet with them all. The ones that rise to the top are the ones that are the hungriest, that are persistent. You show persistence, and it wasn't a pushy persistence. Right. It was warm, right? And I was like, dude, I want to meet with this guy, right? And so let's say Frank did that, and he got a chance to meet with you. You tell Frank about how to do it, the pitfalls. Yep. No pitfall. The pitfall to avoid. Exactly. So now he has the right targets and the right metrics to go out. So from day one, so what happens, Frank, it doesn't take Frank 8 years to do that. $1 million is not even his goal. His goal, he wants to have He wants to have $500,000 in profit and EBITDA.
Exactly.
And he knows that the multiple on landscape companies is 10. He created a $5 million company, and it didn't take him 8 years. It took Frank 4 years. That illustration is the power to mentors. Thanks for watching the Ask Chris Johnson Show. If you want to be on the Ask Chris Johnson Show, go ahead and direct message me. Joel or I will get back to you as far as scheduling times. We'll see you on the next episode of the Ask Chris Johnson Show. Let's go!